Hi, this is Jeff Nager with AMD World Championship of Custom Bike Building. We're in the final day here in Sturgis, South Dakota, and I'm standing next to Dar Holsworth with Darwin Cycles, and we're looking at a very cool looking chopper. And one of the signature aspects of this chopper is that it's all American made. Why is an American made component so important to you?
Well, it's important to me to keep jobs in America, but also it's just, you know, I'm American. We want to show American ingenuity, and so there are a lot of great manufacturers and companies in America that are really trying hard to put out a really high quality component. So if we can find it in America, we want to source it in America. No disrespect to the other countries, but that's just our deal. We like American made. So this bike is a result of that.
Now this is a Toby Keith bike. Tell me about the inspiration of putting these components together. What were you going after?
Well, first of all, it is Toby Keith's bike. It's for his charity, OK Kids Corral, which supports sick children and their families. So after the event, the bike's going to go on Toby's website where it can be auctioned off to the highest bidder to support his kids. Toby has a band, very little known, called Incognito Bandito, where he and some of his famous musician friends get together a couple times a year at a little dive bar and just put on a great gig. So we just wanted something that was cool, that had a little bit of color to it, so you know, draw people's attention to it, but also real organic in the other coloring, like the brushed nickel, antique nickel on the drag bar. I mean the bars and the front end, and the stainless exhaust, and the inserts on the wheels and so forth.
Now you mentioned color, and the tins on the bike really have a luster to it, especially in the sunshine, and that's another one of your signatures. Talk about how you get that done.
Well, I won't give up the complete secret.
Well, we won't want to do that.
But essentially, we grind the tins and we put a different design in each set of tins that we do, whether it's a swirl or a flame or whatever we might do to the tins. There's a special etching compound that our painter uses to make sure that the paint is going to stick to the tins, the raw tins. And then we go from there. We use different translucent candy colors or even clear in a lot of instances. And then just, you know, soup it up after that.
Well, it really sets the bike apart. Talk about your frame, what the geometry is.
The frame, this is one of our diggers, and this is a digger Softail. So it's 36 degrees, 0 up, 0 out. Handles phenomenally. We've got a 180 on the rear, a 120 on the front, 21 180, I'm sorry, 21 120 and 18 180. So the bike tracks great, it handles great. It's been very successful for us. And speaking of being a Softail, we have suspension technology Softail shocks on the bike, which just really adds to that ride because it's such a great shock setup.
Now continuing with that American theme, one of the pieces, the components that was missing was the front end, but you've taken care of that now, and it's an outstanding looking front end. Talk about your Springer and also the brakes and wheel systems that you're using.
Sure thing. The front end is great. Thanks for taking a notice of that. It's from Three Guys Customs, and we've partnered with them to supply all of our bikes with the Three Guys Customs for us front end. We call it the 3GS front end. Boy, the action on it is so much better than what we had before. It's high quality, you know, it's machined, it's precision. Our brakes, we use Wilwood Performance brakes.
NASCAR derived?
Oh yeah, you know, performance derived. You know.
Absolutely.
These are our own wheels that we have. We just call them our signature 5-spoke wheels. The cool thing about those is a customer can pretty much change the look of the bike by changing the inserts of the wheels. So in this case, we used antique nickel, but you could use anything. You can paint them, and you can make them red or blue, and of course I wouldn't advise that, but you could do it.
But you've got the options.
Yeah.
And when we're looking at the controls, forward controls, hand controls, all done by JB Brake, and they make an outstanding product.
Oh yeah, J-Brake makes an amazing product. We're really happy to have a partnership with them. Their controls are, you know, they are simple, they're elegant, but they're not too frou-frou. I really like that. The lighting, if I could mention that as well. We have the Rapide lights from Crime Scene Choppers. Gosh.
You know, just a few years ago, the high-end customs, if you won a bike show, they came with Rapide. and every one of your products, or a significant number of your products, come with that product line, and it adds a lot of class to it.
Thanks. Well, you know, what we want to do is we want to offer the customer a production bike. It's built in a production way that it can be serviced well if it needs to be serviced by a Harley dealer 1,000 miles away from us. But we hand build it in a custom way, and we offer the customers kind of an a la carte list of components that we can build onto the bike. So rather than having them buy a cookie cutter bike and then sell them $8,000 worth of components to switch off, we do it in reverse. We allow the customer to build the bike using the components they want, and then we hand build it for them that way. We got a Rogue Fly here, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Hey, talk about the S&S engine. You know, S&S is a manufacturer here in the States that builds really bulletproof products.
You know, I wouldn't use anything else. We've experimented with other engine manufacturers before, but when it comes to reliability, when it comes to performance, all in one, you know, S&S has been around, I think, what, 52 or 53 years? They're incredible. Their machining is great. You know, the motors are just bulletproof, as you said, and all of our powertrain. You know, Baker transmission. You know, there's a reason they're the best. There's a reason we put them on our bikes. We don't have any issues with them, and they work flawlessly. Same with D&D Performance exhaust. I mean, on down the line, we use high-quality American components.
One of the things about the D&D exhaust that I like is that you've helped them design a few options, so your bikes aren't consistently with the same reverse cone that we see here, but there's quite a few options there, and they give the bikes a different tone and a different performance package.
Yeah, you know, again, we build a production bike, so in most production bikes, the first thing that goes when a customer buys a bike is the exhaust. They take it and they throw it away. Well, why spend the money on the exhaust? Let's do something that complies with all the regulations, but it's cool as well. So with D&D, we came up with a common header system that we can use on all the bikes, but then different muffler packages that the customers can choose, like the reverse megaphone, or the Fat Slash, or even the sport bike canister. So again, it allows the customer to have options, to have an exhaust that's functional, but it looks great as well.
One thing about this black frame digger that you have here is that it takes a little bit to really tell that it's a Softail than a Springer. Your frames are done by Racing Innovations, and there's a racing aspect to the frame as well.
Oh yeah, you know, Racing Innovations, Sam Wills has been building bikes for 30 years. He's built 1,000 horsepower drag bikes. He's been world champion 3 times on the drag strip on a bike. And so our bikes are built in the exact same manner that he builds those 1,000 horsepower drag bikes. And so they are a little bit beefier. There is more that goes into them. We don't pass that cost along to the customer, but we pass that quality along to the customer. It is the core of the bike. It's what makes the bike as solid as it is to start from, the platform. That's important to us, and you know, we feel like a customer should have that same level of attention to what's important to them as well.
Take a minute and talk about Darwin Cycles, what type of bikes you build, and what type of market that you're going after.
Well, you know, we build a bike that first and foremost can be ridden. People love our bikes, they love to look at them, they say, oh, they're beautiful, and that's great, and we strive for that, but first and foremost, we strive to build bikes that are rideable. You know, they come with a 1-year, 300,000 mile warranty. If we didn't believe in it, we wouldn't do that. And then we just have, you know, we have a bike for everybody. We've got our diggers, we've got a classic bobber, which is just a great classic look. We've got a 69 chopper, which has chopper style and attitude, but it handles well. It's not a big, crazy, raked out chopper. We actually do have one of those too, but we don't sell very many of them because, you know, they're not as functional. We've got our Brawler, which is an FXR inspired do everything bike. It's my favorite bike because you can go across country on it or you can go to the track. And of course, here at the show, we've got our new bike, the RLX. And you know, that's, you know, we're tagging that bike as the Great American Muscle Bike. It's kind of a hybrid between, it's inspired by cafe racers and it's inspired by race bikes. Oh, and I forgot one other bike, the Rocketeer.
You can't forget the Rocketeer.
Because the Rocketeer is kind of a modern day bobber. You know, it still has all the simplicity of a bobber, but the lines on it are a little more fluid than the traditional sporty tank.
Well, Dar, if somebody saw your bike and was interested to get more information about the bike or any accessories or parts, where would they go online, and what number would they dial?
They go to brassballcycles.com, and gosh, you can email us if you want to just email. It's evolve@darwinmotorcycles.com, and our phone number is 405-270-0995.
All right, well, it's an outstanding bike for an outstanding organization, and good luck in the show today.
Hey, thanks a lot, Jeff. I appreciate it.